What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the Super7 Ultimates Power Rangers bulk and skull figures. So these look really cool and I'm excited to check these out. So if you've watched the channel for a while, I do a lot of Power Ranger stuff on here. Don't really do too many Super7s. I've bought some like the Zords and some of the monsters that I don't usually get in any other forms usually. And so that's the same with bulk and skull. We never got these in Lightning Collection, and with that being sort of out to pasture currently, there's now no guarantee of getting them in Lightning Collection. So I figured once Super7 released these, I was like, I've got to have them. Of course, they won't go in the collection very well because they'll be taller than all the other figures, so it won't fit too well, but I just wanted representations of bulk and skull in my collection, so they look cool. So we get bulk here, love the design. Of course, the faces aren't perfect. They're not bad, like especially for bulk, I love this face much more, but of course I don't want to have the hat on him at all times, but just come with some cool accessories, unique things like their morphers from their dream sequence and stuff. But we get Ernie's juice bar designs for like the packaging, which looks really cool. Get the Angel Grove Youth Center, their gym and juice bar looks pretty cool. And then of course we have a picture of Bulk there, and then a little bit of his story. Of course, Farkas Bulkmeyer, and of course I'll go through that sort of story and stuff with them. And then we get his crony of Skull, which looks pretty cool. Again, faces don't look the best. I think I like the face that's on him a little bit more. This one just looks a little too weird, but again, nice accessories to go along with him for Eugene Skulovich. Again, the Ernie's juice bar design and his story, that's going to be pretty much the same, just more specific around him. So there we've got Bulk and Skull, so our two bullies from this series. So I'm excited to check these out. So let me get them open out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So here we've got Bulk and Skull, which served as the bullies of the Rangers, whether it be at Angel Grove High School or the Youth Center Juice Bar, but they often act out in anger and greed of the group, as well as trying to flirt with Kimberly and Trini, but by the end of every episode they would end up humiliating themselves, but they would eventually turn the efforts into trying to discover the identity of the Power Rangers, and even eventually joining the Angel Grove Junior Police Force. So really cool to have Bulk and Skull together. Like I said, I wish we would have gotten these in Lightning Collection, because I'm not like 100% happy with these, especially like the face designs. Like, I don't think Skull looks nearly as bad, but just Bulk, especially this face, doesn't look as good as the helmet version, but I won't want him to have the helmet on him not all the times. And of course they are Super7, so they are going to be bigger in scale, so unfortunately they would look awkward with the Lightning Collection, so I can't really do anything with these just besides just have them like separated on the shelf. But we'll go and start with looking at Bulk first, who was Farkas Bulkmeyer, and he was played by Paul Schreier, so we get that face there. Of course, like I said, just this face with his mouth over to the side like that, don't like that very much at all, but everything else about it looks good. Looks pretty much how he does in the show. I'm actually currently in the middle of rewatching the Mighty Morphin series at the moment in season 1, and of course they dress just like this. Now the colors are a little bit different, so like in real life it looks like the jacket is more of like a brown, like it's got some brown details, especially there. If you see towards the back, there's some like lighting to make it look more like a really dark brown, and then of course the jean jacket over the top, so it's usually a lighter color, and then his pants are usually jeans as well, which I love how they always have the cuffs at the bottom, but they just made it more of this black color, so I don't feel they got the colors right exactly on Bulk, but they did pretty good. He usually wears like this purplish, then this sort of instance pink design with the circles on it, so it's almost like a tie-dye design, which they got that on there as well, so that's pretty nice that they got those details. Has a belt around his waist, and as I said, his pants are always cuffed at the bottom, and then he always has brown like work boots or whatever you want to call them, just some boots of some sort in brown, which they got those as well. And of course he does have the longer hair that's pulled back into the ponytail, so it's always all slicked back, and he is a bigger guy, so we get the bigger belly and face on him there. Like I said, yeah, just for some reason I don't like that face. I wish they would have given a different face to him, because it's a more stoked face instead of whatever this looks supposed to be. But for his movements, we'll get his head that'll twist all the way around. So twist around there, look down that far, look up that far. So not a whole lot of range, which is another thing with the Super7s. They don't get much range. Then we go out to the shoulders. That'll come up to 90 and rotate all the way around. A little bit squeaky there. The single elbow joint that bends pretty much to 90 and has rotation. Then we get the wrist that'll twist all the way around and should flex back and forth. But of course, it's deep set into the cuff there of the jacket, so it's hard to really get the hands to move back and forth at all. Then we go to the ab crunch. You can see that ab crunch cut out there, so he'll crunch back and forth, again mostly just back there, but you get a little back and forth, and he'll twist around there as well, so twist all the way around. Then we go down to the hips. That'll come up that far. Can't get them any farther, so not all the way up to 90, but over 45, and then it can go out to the side as well, so he can get pretty far out there. Can't do the splits fully, but he does have the movement. Then we get a thigh twist as well, so the thigh will twist around in there. and the single knee joint will bend back at least that far and have some rotation in it. And then down to the foot will rock back and forth. Of course, it's always real stiff. I had to heat him up, but got it loosened, but it's still not moving the best, but a little back and forth. And of course, with that cuff design, doesn't really allow too much and will twist side to side. And then this whole ankle section will twist around. So if you need to adjust that, you can as well. So not too bad, like I said, Super 7, so not the best movements and best range, but, you know, especially for just human characters like Bulk and Skull here, I don't need a whole lot of range for them, just do basic stuff is all I really need. So they work out just fine there. Now he comes with a number of accessories, and as I mentioned, I think his other head is better. So we get the head with the helmet that he wears all the time. So pretty funny looking helmet. I don't know why he wears it, but it has like the padding up front, and then has his ponytail sticking out of the back through it there. And just love the face he's making. This looks like more of an angry Bulk there. And like I said, I think looks much more like the actor, so I'll switch that out. So unfortunately, I can't get the head fully on. I can't get it pushed all the way down on for some reason, but there's sort of what he looks like. Like I said, I think looks much more like he does in the show. I just don't want to have that helmet on him at all times. So that's why I said I wish that other face looked so much better, because love the look of this. Looks much more like Bulk. Just don't want that helmet on him. So there he's got the helmet on him at least. And for other accessories, we'll go and just take this head back off. We can go and give him, he comes with a pair of binoculars. So we get the nice little binoculars, a little too small, it seems like, for the size of the character, but the little binoculars there. And we have this, so we can put this around his neck. So we'll do that and then put his other head back on. So there he's got the binoculars around his neck. He also comes with a pair of sunglasses, so we get the nice gold rims with the darker, whatever color that is, like an orange almost for the lenses. So I don't think they'll look too good, especially with that design. But they do sit and work on his face much better than any of the Hasbro glasses do. So that's pretty nice. At least they sit on there pretty nicely. I just don't think that looks good at all for him. So unfortunately, it doesn't look better. We also get some hands, so he's got 2 fists on, so we get a set of grip hands for each hand, as well as a set of more open hands, so with those, and of course, specifically with those, we can give him his morpher. So they do have a dream sequence in the Season 1, Episode 45, Crystal of Nightmares episode. He has a hamburger morpher, because both Bulk and Skull dream that they are like superheroes, so he becomes the Incredible Bulk, so he has this hamburger morpher, so he holds that just like the morpher. So with those hands, we can give them to him. I hope I can get his hands close enough to actually look like he's morphing. Let's see what I can do. So yeah, as I thought, I can't get his hands anywhere near each other to be able to look like he's morphing. So where they hold the morph like this and put this hand over the top with the fingers sticking out above it. So yeah, I can't get anywhere close to that at all, unfortunately, which again is another issue with the Super 7s. They do stuff like this to give you things, but then you can't even do what you're supposed to with them because they don't have enough movements. But there he's got his burger morpher at least, which is pretty cool. And overall looks pretty nice. Like I said, not the best figure. I wish he had a better face, because then I'd be much more happy with it, because like I said, I want this without the helmet. And I just want to put him and Skull on the shelf, but unfortunately I don't know if they look good enough to be able to do that, just, you know, sit them all together somewhere. But not bad overall, not the best as usual Super 7s, but they did a pretty good effort on it. But then we can also look at Skull, which I think Skull is much better overall. One, he's got the smaller body, so he'll have much better range for all that. But then also think looks, they did a much better job, especially the face. Again, it's not perfect, but I think it looks much better with this version. So we have Skull, which is Eugene Skulovich, played by Jason Narvi. And again, I think face-wise looks much better here. Now, of course, he has like the cheesy smile on his face, which, you know, Skull did a lot. But I just, like I said, look-wise, think overall it looks much better. So love his, got the like cheesy face, like I said, hair all up and over to the side. Love how he has the earring on the one side and then like the scarf whatever tied around his neck with the chains in it as well, so makes him look tough and all that. Then underneath he always has this light colored shirt. It's like a light pink, but I always think it looks horrible because it almost looks like he's not wearing any shirt at all, but he is. It's just a horrible almost skin tone color shirt. Then he has the jacket on over the top, so this lighter gray color, whatever it's supposed to be, with the camo pants as well. He has the belt around the waist with some chains hanging off of it as well, all the way down to his boots, is the yellow boots with like the iron crosses on it, which is kind of weird, but love the boot designs with the yellow there as well. Just like I said, overall I think he looks much better, is the better looking out of the two. But we'll do his movement, so his head will twist all the way around, and he can look down that far and up that far, so not much range there in the head. We get the shoulders up to 90, and we'll rotate all the way around. Get the single elbow joint there that bends pretty much to 90. It's not all the way, but close to it, and has rotation. Then we get the wrist that'll twist all the way around and flex back and forth. Then we get his ab crunch, so he has the cutout there we can see, so crunch forward, crunch back. So nice crunching back and forth, and then also at the waist he crunches and twists around there, so you get some good movements, loose a little, but not bad there. Then we go down to hips up to 90, and then out to the side he can do the splits there pretty much. Has a little bit of a thigh twist as well. then the single knee joint that bends that far to the back, so to 90, and it has some rotation in it. And then we go down to the boot, that'll shin twist at the top of it, and then the foot will flex back and forth and twist side to side. So pretty decent movements overall. It's the Super 7, so still not the best, but for what he's got, it's like the best range we've had with any of the figures, so it works out really nice overall for him. But to his accessories, like Bulk with his helmet, we get an extra head with his hat on, so the red beret he wears all the time with the question mark on it. Again, I don't think this face looks nearly as good. It's not as bad to me as the non-helmeted Bulk head, but I don't like this as much, so I feel if like I did put the helmeted head on Bulk, I would need this to go on Skull, but I don't like this face as much as that face, so it's just a dilemma I'm in. But we do get this head. I won't switch it out since the other one wouldn't switch out, but there's what it would look like with that on it. Like I said, not bad for that face. I just don't like it as much as this face. He also comes with a pair of glasses or sunglasses, whatever you call it, we can put on his face, and I think his look much better. They look much more, I want to say, realistic, so I do like that design. Unlike Bulk's, I think his look pretty decent, maybe because the lenses are see-through. We get the same hands with him, so we get the set of grip hands as well as the set of open hands that we could try to do with the Morpher. Again, we'll have to see. And speaking of, we get his Morpher, which is a hot dog. So again, he becomes Super Skull, which is pretty fun playing off the name. So we had Incredible Bulk, so Incredible Hulk, and now Super Skull, which is play on Super Skrull. But there's his Morpher as the hot dog. So let's try and put this in his hand. So his hands do get much closer, but still not good enough to do the morphing sequence. And they need like hinge hands. But there we do get them holding the hot dog morpher there as well, which is cool. And he also comes with a camcorder. So I couldn't find exactly where the camcorder is from. I assume he uses it in an episode, probably multiple episodes, trying to catch the Power Rangers as I mentioned. But he does come with the camcorder. And of course, with the way it's designed, we can switch the hand out like this so we can be using it. But as usual, the arms don't bend enough, so we can't even get it up to his eye or anything to be looking through the viewfinder. So he can just be holding on to the camera there, unfortunately. So still, as usual with the Super 7s, they give us fun accessories, but then you can't even use the accessories like they're supposed to be used because of the limited movements that they have. So as usual, that kind of stinks, but at least he looks pretty decent overall. And like I said, much better than Bulk does. But I just wish they could have more movement. That's just what I wish for with the Super 7s. But still, he looks pretty decent. But there we've got our Super 7 Bulk and Skull. Like I said, definitely not the best figures. I wish Hasbro would have had a chance at them because I feel they'd been a lot better. The face portraits probably wouldn't be that good, but they probably overall function a lot better than these two do. But it's still cool to add a Bulk and Skull into my collection. Never had a chance to have them before, so this is the first time, so I didn't want to miss out on them. Like I said, pretty disappointing. Could be a lot better, but at least I finally have a representation of them added into the collection. So let me know what you thought of these two figures down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know what that like, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.